Rather, it is a state of overall well-being. So the concept is actually influenced by culture, but it generally relates to enjoyment of life or having the ability to cope with or bounce back from stress and sadness, especially in this time of pandemic. So di ba halos lahat tayo nakaka-experience ng stress and sadness. So what makes up a healthy person? So what defines a healthy person? So health is actually a state of complete physical, mental, and not merely the absence of a disease or infirmity. So, yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin this afternoon. So, why is mental health so important? So, let's define first mental health. So, para mas maunawaan natin yung pag-uusapan natin this webinar. So, according to World Health Organization, yung mental health daw is a state of well-being in which every individual realizes their own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to their society. So why is it or why is mental health so important? Because mental health, it affects how we think, it affects how we feel and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress and relate to others and make healthy choices. So kaya importante na napag-uusapan natin yung mga ganitong bagay. What about well-being? So why is well-being also important? According to or based on Oxford English Dictionary, yung well-being daw is the state of being comfortable, the state of being healthy or happy. However, it is important to realize that well-being is a much broader concept than moment-to-moment happiness. Example, when parents want to make sure that their children are safe, that their children are comfortable and happy, so that is an example of a time when parents care about their children's well-being. So, why is well-being important? Feelings of well-being are fundamental to the overall health of an individual. It enables the person to successfully overcome difficulties and achieve what they want out of life. Are you still there? Can you hear me?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So how can individuals or students promote their own mental health and well-being? So by simply trying and making time for yourself is actually one way to promote your mental health and well-being. Fitting things into your day that help you unwind, such as ano nga ba, pagbabasa, listening to music, or pagdarasal or meditation is also one way to promote your own mental health and well-being. Keeping active also. Regular exercise really helps if you're feeling low in mood or anxious. Pag medyo kinakabahan ka, pag medyo anxious ka, natatakot ka, so regular exercise is also one way to promote your mental health and well-being. So those are some ways to achieve our mental health and well-being, but there are concrete ways for you to attain mental health and well-being. So yan, iisa-isahin natin yung mga makakatulong sa atin for us to achieve mental health and well-being. Okay, so let's start with number 1. Surrounding oneself with positive people. Kayo ba, madalas nyo bang kasama yung mga tao na optimistic, always, yung mga tao na always looking in the brighter side of life? Surrounding yourself with people who radiate positive energy that would surely inspire you to have a positive energy as well. So what do we mean by this? Surround yourself with people who makes you happy. So importante yon. People who makes you laugh, people who help you when you're in need, or people who genuinely care. So they are the ones worth keeping in our life. So kailangan daw lagi nating kasama yung mga ganitong klase ng tao. Very optimistic, very positive. So kumbaga sila yung may mga charming personality. So yan yung importante. Okay? And it is also important to make a conscious effort to surround yourself with nourishing and positive and uplifting people. So people who believe in you. People who encourage you to go after your dreams and applaud your victory. So yan yung mga masarap kasama. Okay? So surround yourself with positive. Number 2, maintain relationships. So what do we mean by this one? Keeping in contact with people who keeping in contact with people who you believe gives you positivity surely leads to a happier you. So kumbaga, we should keep our relationships in a satisfactory condition. Because having a strong, positive, or social support is one of the most important factors in predicting the physical health and well-being in people of all ages. Di ba yung mga chronic negative emotions? For example, yung chronic negative emotions can actually influence our emotional and mental health, our physical well-being also, even our self-esteem. And that's one reason why it's so important to choose your relationships carefully. So again, we need to keep a relationship in a satisfactory condition. Okay? So let's move on to the next slide. So just give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry. So can you now hear me?
Yes,
About sorry,
naka-slideshow na po siya, sir.
medyo not really familiar with MS Teams. So I'm sorry for the interruption. Can you now see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thank you. So sorry again. So third way is be grateful. So in positive psychology, research shows that gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. So gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, release good experiences, improve their health, deal with adversity, and build strong relationships. And people feel and express gratitude in multiple ways. So people who regularly practice gratitude by taking time to notice and reflect upon the things they're thankful for experience more positive emotion. They feel more alive and sleep better and express more compassion and kindness and even have stronger immune system. So it's important to always be grateful or thankful. Okay? Next, pay it forward. Nothing beats the mere act of sharing one. You watch this video to somehow summarize way number 3 and 4. Be grateful and pay it forward.
Okay, guys, so we are having technical difficulties, so please bear with us. We will be fixing this issue.
with the PowerPoint. Okay, so just to check again, can you still hear me?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so let's skip that portion na lang. Well, kumbaga parang yung pinaka sinasabi lang doon that the best way to find joy is to serve. So dapat lagi tayong tumutulong sa tao, especially pag natulungan ka, so dapat na ibabalik din natin yan sa iba. It is in giving that we receive more blessings in life. So always be grateful and pay it forward. Okay, so next is reading helpful texts or quotes. So words that are crafted well can leave a lasting impact on the world. We don't want to be discouraged. So we find words by others to help. At yun nga yung mga quotes na yan. So di ba may mga kanya-kanya tayong favorite quotes. So we choose the right words to re-encourage ourselves where we know we need it. Because they cheer us on, telling us we can. So paminsan-minsan yung mga quotations, yung mga nababasa natin sa books at nakikita natin sa library, for example, na magagandang quotations, minsan nakakapag-uplift ng spirit yan, na ma-motivate tayo to do good things in life. Okay? So next, be open to opportunities, engaging in activities that promote growth. So, what are some of the methods to ensure you're open to new opportunities? So, isa yan siguro pinaka-importante, recognize that you have opportunities all around you. Get acquainted with new people, discard the limiting thinking pattern, and avoid running from challenging projects at work. So always be open to opportunities. So move out from the closet of darkness and fear. So always think outside the box. So be open to opportunities. Okay, next, be goal-oriented, yet open to change. So being goal-oriented means you are focused on completing relevant tasks in order to achieve planned objectives. So importante na lahat tayo nagiging goal-oriented, because goal-driven or goal-oriented means setting targets and objectives that will make progress throughout your life much smoother. Okay? A goal-driven person will work much harder whenever there are deadlines to be met. So especially sa system natin ngayon, no, almost every week meron tayong due dates na hinahabol. So importante na goal-driven or goal-oriented tayong lahat. Okay? Next, highlight your character strength. So what does it mean? Anyone who can elaborate it further? So at least meron tayong participation from our audience, from our participants. Highlight your character strength. Any volunteer from the organizers, from our participants? Meron ba?
Siguro sa parang be proud ba? Be proud sa strength, tapos kung ano yung weakness mo.
Yes. So kumbaga parang your strength will take you further than your weaknesses. So there is greater opportunity in focusing to improve your strength than there is to focus on improving your weaknesses. So highly successful people daw are not void of weaknesses, but their capacity to gain from their strength is what propels them to accomplish great things. So yan, importante yan that we should highlight our character strength. So thank you, Mr. Organizer, for participating. Okay, next, remember to work on your points for improvement. So work on your strength, not your weaknesses. Know your limits and accept that you can always do better next time. Failure is an opportunity to begin more intelligently. So, hindi porket nagkakamali tayo or merong tayong kakulangan, katapusan na ng mundo. So minsan yun nagtuturo sa atin para mas mag-grow tayo as a person, as individual, better individual. Okay. Ask for help necessary. Why is asking for help so important? A recent review of the research found that asking for help, or more specifically sharing personal information and problems, demonstrate to others that we like them and we want to develop the relationships. So 'di ba importante yung nagtatanong tayo kasi hindi naman lahat ng bagay alam natin. So para hindi tayo magkamali, so maiwasan natin yung pagkakamali. So paminsan-minsan or kung kinakailangan magtanong, humingi ng tulong, gawin natin. So walang masama sa paghingi ng tulong. So ask for help if necessary. Okay? Next, it is okay to set standards. It surely feels better when you are able to achieve what you have initially planned. Having high standards leads to better relationships also. Okay? Next, leave some room for improvement. Everyone who is receptive of growth through influence of others is always a work in progress, or a possibility or hope that someone or something will improve. Leave some room for improvement. So isa rin ito para ma-achieve natin or para ma-attain natin yung good mental health and well-being. Number 13, learn to say no. So sino dito yung pag may nag-aaya na barkada, laging kahit alanganin, yes pa rin ng yes. So it's important to learn to say no. It would be better to just say no, and explanations are not always necessary. You have to learn to say no without feeling guilty. Setting boundaries is healthy. You need to learn to respect and take care of yourself also. Because it's only by saying no that you can concentrate on the things that are really important. So again, learn the art of saying no. Don't lie. Don't make excuses. Don't over-explain yourself. Just simply decline. Especially kung meron kang mga importanteng dapat gawin sa oras or sa araw na iyon. So learn to say no. Number 14, make things or learnings relevant to you. Why is it important to make learnings relevant? Di ba relevance is exceptionally important to students who are required to take classes they did not choose, or they did not choose rather, such as PE or general education courses. Relevance can help students realize how useful all knowledge can be. So hindi porket napakasimpleng bagay niyan or 1 unit or 1.5 units lang yan, hindi siya relevant. Again, relevance can help students realize how useful all knowledge can be. And then, I guess this is the last, gratitude journal. So a gratitude journal is actually a diary of things for which one is grateful. Gratitude journals are used by individuals who wish to focus their attention on the positive things in their lives. Gratitude, or the feeling of appreciation or thanks, has gained a lot of attention in the field of positive psychology. So why is gratitude journal important? By keeping a gratitude journal, you develop a practice that keeps you accountable to developing appreciation and enjoying happier days. So, importante, katulad nga ng binanggit ko kanina, importante na lagi tayong in Filipino, grateful. Can somebody help me? Mapagpasalamat ba yan? Grateful?
Yes po, sir. Tama
Yes,
po.
grateful. So always be grateful. So yan yung tutulong sa atin para makabuild din ng mas magandang relasyon, especially sa ibang tao. Not only with your friends, but also from other people. So again, gratitude journal, always be grateful. Okay, so before I end this webinar, this presentation, this talk, so let me leave you this quote: creating a healthy mindset is more than what you're eating. It's what you're thinking, saying, and believing. So thank you, everyone, so for listening. So hope you learn something from this webinar kahit medyo nagkaroon tayo ng kaunting problems, especially doon sa pag-share ng video. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Once again, sir, thank you for giving us your insights on mental health and well-being. So, guys, let's use this opportunity for a question and answer portion. Don't leave yet. If you have any more questions, you can use your microphone, or you can also chat using our chat box.
Salamat din. Thank you, JPCS, for inviting me. Na-miss nyo na ba yung school? So while waiting for questions, so na-miss nyo na ba yung school? So hopefully, no, so sana next year makabalik na tayo sa Mapua. Nakaka-miss din yung face-to-face classes. So I see some familiar faces here in the room. So especially yung mga officers yata ng GPCS, so naging students ko sa 105 and 101 yata yung iba rito. So for sure yung iba sa inyo may mga klase pa ng 4:30. Ako rin may klase pa ng 4:30. So
Okay,
any
sir.
question? before we
Okay,
call
sir.
it.
So we have a question from Joshua Ron Garcia. Sir, ano po kaya mapayo po about sa taong overthinker?
Okay, ano yung mapapayo natin sa ah, taong overthinker? So ano yung pag sinabing overthinker, ano depende yan kung ano yung iniisip niya. Mm, What do you mean? Can you expound it further, Iho, yung nagtanong?
Sa pag kunyari po may parang nag-overthink po kayo pag nag-overthink po sa bagay-bagay na parang ay babagsak ako dito ay para baka hindi ko to magagawa, hindi ko to makamit.
Again, sorry, medyo napuputol ka, Iho.
Parang ano po yung pag-iisip po na um, hala baka hindi ko to magawa, hindi ko makamit to or ano po.
Okay, Iho, when you overthink, kasi your judgment get cloudy and your stress gets elevated. So siguro don't spend too much time in the negative. It can become difficult to act. So siguro ibaling natin yung oras natin dun sa mga bagay na mas importante, mas makakatulong sa atin kaysa dun sa mga ibang bagay na negative. Kasi mas lalong mag-elevate yan kung patuloy nating iniisip yung mga bagay-bagay na yon na bumabagabag sa isipan mo.
Thank you po, sir. Sobrang nakaka-education.
So kasi malimit pag nag-overthink tayo, may mga bagay tayong kinatatakutan, may mga bagay tayong pinangangambahan. So when you focus on the negative things that might happen, it's easy to become paralyzed. So kaya nga iwasan natin yung overthinking.
A question from Christian James Ensio. Sir, how should you handle failures when you feel like you have no room for failure?
How to handle failures when
When you feel like you have no room for failure?
parang napakahirap na tanong, no? Whether, for example, ano nga ba? Example, pag nagtatrabaho ka, pag nasa workplace ka, whether you were denied, for example, a promotion at the office, or you failed to qualify for a position, di ba failing feels bad. So many people will go to great length to avoid failings so they don't have to feel painful emotions. So knowing how to cope with failures in a healthy way takes some of the fear out of failing. So, yun no, pero kung titingnan natin, katulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, yung failures na paminsan-minsan na experience natin, ito yung mga bagay din na nakakatulong para tayo mas mag-develop, mas mag-grow as a person. Kaya paminsan-minsan kahit meron tayong mga failures na na-experience or nararanasan, although minsan masakit yan, ito yung tumutulong sa atin para mas maging buo. So ang hirap ng tanong mo ha.
Okay, guys, so do we have any more questions? Okay, so we have another question from Ryle Vincent Pangilinan. If I lose interest too quickly, what can I do to change this?
If I lose, pwede, napopost ba siya? Can you post that?
Nasa chat box,
Sorry,
nasa
sorry.
chat box po siya, sir.
Wait. Chat box. So I'm not really familiar with with pasensya ha kasi Zoom lagi yung ginagamit ko.
Bali sir,
So where
katabi
is
po
the
siya nung raise your hand button, yung hand button po. Katabi po niya yun.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I lose to interest too quickly. What can I do to change this? So kumbaga mabilis kang hindi mabilis kang mawalan ng interest sa mga bagay-bagay. So ano-ano yung mga bagay-bagay na mabilis kang nawawalan ng interest? So for example, pag nakikinig ka sa lesson or nakikinig ka sa online classes mo, mabilis kang nawawalan ng interest or makinig sa virtual discussion or pag maglilinis ka, mabilis kang nawawalan ng interest. So siguro para maiwasan natin yung mga ganyang simpleng problema, alam naman natin for sure yung mga bagay na makapagpapaligaya sa atin. So siguro doon lang tayo mag-focus kasi maaaring kaya mabilis tayong nawawalan ng interest kasi ito yung mga bagay na hindi tayo interesado. Are you getting the point? So siguro mas matatagalan natin or magiging mas mapagpasensyoso tayo sa mga bagay-bagay na ginagawa natin kapag interesting or interest natin yung mga ginagawa natin. Are you getting the point, Iho? So focus on the things na nagpapaligaya, nagpapasaya sa'yo. Pero paminsan-minsan, let's say for example, nawawalan tayo ng interest sa, for example lang ha, sa online classes. Kasi for sure, malimit may mga students na nakaka-experience ng ganyan because the attention span ng students sa mga ganitong klaseng platform ay 15 to 20 minutes. So yung iba talagang mabilis nawawalan ng interest pero dapat isipin natin yung kahalagahan ng bagay na yon. Yung kahalagahan ng ginagawa, bakit natin ginagawa ito, bakit tayo nag-online classes. So isipin natin yung kahalagahan ng isang bagay. So para in a way malilesen natin or mababawasan natin yung pagkawala ng interest natin sa online classes. So that is only an example ha.
Meron din pong tanong dito about galing kay Joan B. Santos. How to handle pressure po especially sa graduate or career, etc.
How to handle pressure. So ano yung mga can I also talk to the participants na nagtatanong para kasi 'di ba mas maganda kung can I also converse with them? Is it possible dito sa natin?
Yes po. Pwede po kayo mag-open.
Okay, so Ms. Santos, so your question is how to handle pressure po, especially sa pag-graduate, especially sa pag-graduate. What do you mean? Can you explain this? What do you mean especially sa pag-graduate?
Siyempre po, sama po, parang understood na po na matagal graduate. Pero yung friends, parang pag galing sila sa ibang school, parang nakapag-build na sila ng career, gano'n.
So kumbaga parang nape-pressure ka kasi yung mga kasabayan mo sa ibang school, especially na hindi mapuwa, graduate na. Okay, so para may iwasan natin, syempre ang pinaka-importanting gawin, iwasan natin yung ikukumpara natin yung sarili natin sa ibang tao. So ang pinaka-importante, dapat nagagawa mo yung mga dapat mong gawin sa buhay. Although mahirap sa Mapua, pero yung mga challenges na na-experience ng mga Mapuan, so hindi pareho sa mga na-experience ng iba. So alam natin na sobrang hirap sa Mapua, so kaya dapat, para maiwasan natin yung mga pressure na katulad ng binanggit mo kanina, iwasan nating ikumpara yung experience natin sa ibang tao, kasi hindi lahat tayo pare-pareho ng nararanasan. Maaaring sila graduate na agad kasi walang hindi not to discriminate dun sa ibang schools, maaaring yung iba graduate na kasi hindi sila ganong nahirapan. Kaya kayo nandito pa rin kasi alam natin na mahirap yung kinuha yung program at mahirap din yung magandang standard din yung binibigay sa inyo ng schools nyo. Kaya ganon. So yun nga, iwasan natin yung i-compare yung sarili natin sa iba or experience natin sa iba para ma-lessen yung mga ganyang klaseng pressure.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
So yun yung importante. Basta ang mahalaga, nagagawa mo yung dapat mong gawin bilang estudyante at nakakaraos ka, natututo ka. So importante na natututo ka at nag-e-enjoy ka sa ginagawa mo. So yun yung pinakamahalaga. At bukod sa natututo ka at nag-e-enjoy ka sa ginagawa mo, syempre pag ganyan yung nagiging resulta, so maganda rin yung nagiging grade, so maganda rin yung nagiging grado. So bukod sa napapasaya mo yung sarili mo, siguro importante rin yung mas napapasaya natin yung mga parents or yung guardians natin na nagsasacrifice para makakuha ka ng magandang educations. So bukod sa napapasaya mo yung sarili mo dahil nagagawa mo yung mga bagay na gusto mo. So yun din, yung ibabalik din natin yung saya sa magulang. Especially dun sa mga tumutulong para mabigyan kayo ng good education. Okay?
Okay. Meron pa pong question galing kay Royal Vincent Pangilinan na, is it possible to manipulate myself into liking or enjoying them?
Can I talk to that person?
May we call Ryan Vincent?
Mr. Pangilinan, can you hear me?
I think, sir, he has a weak internet connection because it is indicated here that he is away, but he is still attending our webinars. So, sir, baka mahina lang po yung internet niya.
Okay. Is it possible to manipulate myself to into liking or enjoying them? Yes. Di ba mahalos naman lahat kung gugustuhin natin, magagawa natin. Hindi imposible yon. So all things are possible. Kahit may mga bagay ka na hindi mo gusto, minsan nga sa tao, di ba? May mga tao tayo na ayaw nating makasama pero pinagtitiisan natin na makasama. So parang ganun din yan sa mga bagay-bagay. Is it possible to manipulate myself into liking or enjoying things? Yes.
Okay, guys, so do we have any more questions or clarifications? You can also use, guys, your microphone, or you can also use our chat box, okay? So,
May question po ako about sa paano po ba kaya yung pinakamagandang way na mag-approach sa isang tao para tulungan siya na kung may problem po siya sa sa sarili niya, like, malungkot po siya, ganun. Ano
Okay,
po
so
kaya ang maganda?
communication is a lifeblood in any organization. Without communication, any organization will slowly die. So importante na kinakausap natin yung mga tao na sa tingin natin na may problema. Pero kung kinakailangan ng mga tao na ito ng professional help, hindi basta-basta tayo dapat nagbibigay ng mga salita sa kanya. So ang importante lang kung nararamdaman mo na yung tao may problema, so siguro a simple hi, a simple hello, kamusta, will help that person para malesen niya yung lungkot na nararamdaman niya. So kasi kadalasan yun yung kulang dun sa mga tao na yan eh. Dun sa may mga yung nade-depress, so kailangan nila ng makakausap. So kaya kung merong kang kakilala or merong kayong kakilala na sa tingin nyo na merong problema or merong dinadalang mabigat na problema or depressed, so kausapin. Yun yung isa siguro sa pwede nating simpleng maitutulong natin dun sa mga kaibigan natin or kakilala natin na nakaka-experience ng extreme sadness or depression. Pero kung kinakailangan ng professional help, so dapat sila yung kumakausap. Kasi hindi basta-basta tayo makapagbibigay ng or hindi natin matutulungan ng lubusan yung mga tao, especially yung may mga ganyang klaseng problema kapag walang professional guidance or help from psychiatrists, from a psychologist, from clinical experts.
Thank you po, sir.
Okay, so looks like that's all for our question and answer portion. Okay, so guys, don't leave just yet. We will have our group photo for our documentation. Okay, so I would like to call on property committee. So please. Oh, and also guys, I would also like to remind you while we are waiting, we will be processing your certificates within 5 to 7 days. We will be sending it to your primary emails. Okay, and for our Mapuan participants, you are also required to answer the student evaluation form. We will be sending you that email after we finish our webinar. Okay, guys, so this is our group photo. Guys, let's open our cameras, okay, so that we can see each other and take the group photo. Okay, so Ron, please take... Okay, guys, so we are still having some people who are not yet opening their cameras. Okay, guys, so let's open your cameras, especially to applicants, to our JPCS applicants. We would like to ask you to open your webcams for our documentation. And also to some of our co-officers present in this event, please open your cameras.
So I will no longer open my camera because yesterday when I was cooking, yesterday I was filled with oil. Kaya medyo maga yung mata ko.
Yes, sir. Okay po, sir. Okay, ma'am. So, start taking the picture when you're ready na, ha?
Thank you JPCS Mapua for inviting me before I leave the room kasi I still have class pa rin for 30.
Yes, sir.
Maraming
Thank you.
salamat sa inyo. Keep safe. Good day.
Yes, sir. Thank you din po, sir. And also, sir, yung certificate nyo po pala, sir,
Okay, no
hinihintay
problem.
na lang. Hinihintay
Yes.
na lang po namin po yung signatures ng mga advisors and yung president po namin.
Maraming salamat din Mr. Tolentino for inviting me.
Yes, sir. Thank you po.
Mukhang okay na lahat ng may camera. Bale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, sige ma'am. Na-start po na siguro yung pag-picture.
1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na.
Okay, so once again, guys, thank you very much for attending our webinar. There will be more webinars to come and we hope to see you once again. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank
din
you
po, sir.
JPCS. Good day.
Yes po, sir. Thank you po.
Salamat.
Okay po, sir.